And welcome the Honourable Danielle Barkhouse, the MLA for Chester St. Margaret's, and she's going to give a couple updates, one from the department and one from the region, I believe. So.
Yeah, hello, hi. So I usually I'm notorious for ripping these speeches up they give me and speaking from the heart, but I'm marking your books. I'm going to behave myself today. Doesn't happen too often. Can everybody hear me all right? Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. I am so glad I could join you on behalf of my colleague, Minister Rushton. He sends his regrets and his best wishes for a good conference. We've just finished a legislative session that was focused on bringing business, investment, and jobs to Nova Scotia, especially through our natural resource sectors. Our government is focused on exploring every opportunity to unlock Nova Scotia's full potential and to build a bright future for our traditional and emerging industries. The forestry sector has a deep roots as one of our traditional industries. It's a pillar of our economy, especially in rural communities. It generates close to $2 billion in benefits from one end of the province to the other and provides about 6,400 good-paying jobs. Jobs that put food on the table for thousands of Nova Scotians across this province. The success of this sector is thanks to people like you who've been stewards of our forests for generations. I know you care deeply about healthy forests and you manage them with an eye on the future. That's exactly what this forestry sector needs. Hardworking Nova Scotians taking care of our forests today and for the future generations. Forestry depends on well-managed stands to be an economic driver for the long haul, bringing the tip-to-tail chain of quality timber products that Nova Scotians use every day. I want to note that we recently added forestry products to Nova Scotia Loyal. We're all highly motivated by buying local and Canadian right now. And this move makes it easier for Nova Scotians to choose your products. These are challenging times and we all need to adapt. That's why I'm proud of how you're driving innovation to create new products. There is incredible potential to use low-grade wood and sawmill byproduct to fuel new, clean industries. Whether these are new mills in Quebec and Queens County or not, there's lots of interest in using these materials in new ways. We are seeing investments in our province's biofuels, wood pellets, and district heating research projects. There's a renewed energy in this sector that is exciting, and we're always improving how we work to better support you. That's why we invested in fauna cleanup. We invested in getting marketable timber off the ground and to the mills on both private and Crown land. We saw how much that helped private landowners and forestry professionals in the first couple of years, so we invested more. It was the right thing to do, and it will help us as we enter this year's wildfire season. Speaking of which, we had quite a season on record to date. People are really starting to understand what's at stake. We had some serious fires the other year, and so I think when you have so many people losing their homes, see I'm off script already, losing their homes, people start to realize that you really have to pay attention and you really have to know what you're doing. And so they're becoming diligent in following the Check the Burn Safe map. And you guys all know here that at 2 p.m. you check, see if you can burn, and we only hope that you can push that around your circles in order to keep our forests, our home, and our people safe. Before I wrap up, I want to acknowledge the passing of one of our Woodland Owner of the Year nominees, Jim Brimner. Jim was a pillar of the forestry sector and always welcomed opportunities to mentor others about the woods. He demonstrated outstanding stewardship of his woodlands and exemplified all the Woodland Owners of the Year award experts. I'm sure you can think of someone who's deserving this honor. I encourage you to nominate them on the DNR website. It's a great way to set an example for new generations of woodlot owners and to pass on generations of knowledge about our forests that we can't afford to lose. I want you to know that we are committed to growing our economy, to creating more opportunities for our fellow Nova Scotians, to unleashing full potential of our natural resources and exploring new ways and markets to grow the industry even more. Because when forestry thrives, Nova Scotians thrive. You've got a jam-packed agenda with lots of great sessions, so I wish you a productive conference, and I thank you for your service to our forest and our communities. And on a private note, I just want to say, everybody thinks once you get elected, your brain all of a sudden turns into Google and you know everything. That is so untrue, and don't let anybody tell you any different. But I do know most of the things that I've learned about forestry were from some of the very people in this room. And I just want to thank you for that. I really want to thank you for pushing your knowledge on to my generation, the next generation. I see some young kids here today. Well, I consider them young, and they're learning. So I just want to thank you for sharing your knowledge and just being great stewards and taking care of our forests for us. So I think there's going to be a question period, but I have a couple colleagues in the audience that are willing to help me with questions, because I'm the Speaker of the House, not the Minister of Forestry, so I don't have it all memorized. And so if there's any questions, please put your hand up. I'll recognize you, and one of the experts can come in. Right here. Oh, wait.
Just wondering if you have any comment on potential tariffs on wood products and that, and what impact that may have on woodlot owners.
Here comes the first expert. Oh, y'all know Sean Pat. I'll put it back when I'm done. Put it back.
I'm no expert, especially when it comes to predicting tariffs and what's going to happen. I don't think anybody is these days. But there's some challenges we know right now about tariffs, about moving wood. Again, still we may have gotten off on a little bit compared to some other countries around the world, around the globe right now. Some of our challenges and what we're seeing a little bit is other provinces are probably having a little bit more of a challenge than we are. And that's because, and I'll kind of bring two things together, is one's the tariffs and then one is the softwood lumber agreement. And in Nova Scotia, we were exempt, and we're exempt from the softwood lumber agreement, and that's kind of helping us quite a bit right now, because we're not getting dinged by double tax type of thing, right? And unfortunately, because some other provinces some wood from the other parts of the country are moving, which are actually allowing Nova Scotia to maintain and even keep current markets in the States. But with that said, I'm no expert at this topic, but with that said, we all know there's going to be challenges. Our sector isn't as challenged right now with the tariffs that we thought they were going to be. So we have maybe a little breathing room, but we are having challenges. We know that. It's hard to predict what's to come.
And the problem is, and we've all watched the news, whether you like them or not, it's pretty hard to predict what Donald Trump is going to put out on Twitter from one moment to the next. So there's also that factor that really has to be pushed out there, because we just don't know. We're all waiting with bated breath. Any other questions? Oh boy, I got off easy. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Sean. Thank you for the question. And I also want to thank everybody who helped put this together, the municipality, the volunteers, everybody, and thank you all for coming.